Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the main card of RoboMania 6, featuring Red Dragon versus Nuts and Bolts. I am your host, Game & Soy, and we have 5 fights left to finish off RoboMania 6. This main event is absolutely amazing. We have Red Dragon, the number 4 ranked robot in RoboMania, taking on the number 5 ranked robot, Nuts and Bolts. As I said earlier in the preliminaries, both of these robots fought in the Battle of the Rookies tournament, did not face each other. Red Dragon being the runner-up, second place in the Battle of the Rookies, and Nuts and Bolts being eliminated in the second round. They've each had their own paths to make their way back, and here we are, the 4 versus 5 ranked fight. The 5 fights we have left tonight are absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait for them. There is a lot on the line when it comes to Long Arm of God LAOG going up against Wraith. The winner is guaranteed, even though Long Arm of God is already there in the top 15. But if Long Arm of God can win this fight, there's a chance we may be seeing it even in the top 10. Pizza Delivery going up against Visions is going to be a great fight. Pizza Delivery, of course, coming off of an unfortunate loss against King Hazard. It will be going up against one of the toughest competition in the game, Visions. A crazy hyped robot that is absolutely gorgeous, first of all. A lot of people are saying that Visions is the best AI robot in the game, so we're gonna have to see how this fight goes off, because we have 2 really good robots going head to head. Gale Force will take on Crusader of the Light in a matchup that is very underrated. Gale Force coming off of a loss against in the main events, but I do not think that this robot is overrated, because it's going to be going up against a really powerful robot by the name of Crusader of the Light. A sword and shield combination which is very unique in RoboMania. And to start everything off tonight, we have Zenith going up against Ice Cream. Like I said before, 2 debuting robots. This fight cannot get any better. If you guys were here for the preliminary fights, then you already know what happened. But for people who weren't here, I gotta say a few things. Green Man, absolutely terrifying robot, completely dismantled and destroyed Sidebite in its performance. This robot I am actually very excited for in the future. This robot can be, if not a top 15, a very top tier contender if it continues to stay on pace from what it's been doing. And then there's 2 underrated robots that won in today's fights, Spin Cycle and SS Skeleton. Both of these robots put on a performance with quick knockouts that showed that they belong in this league. I'm very excited to see what happens with these 2 robots in the future, and who knows, these robots may even be put together in a fight in the future, but we're gonna have to see when that time comes. Taking a look at the rankings that changed from the previous fight card, of course, we have a new champion from RoboMania 5. The Doctor takes that nice shiny golden slot. There has been a bunch of movement from the top 5 and the top 10 that are all kind of moving up and down. Some really important things that I must say. Garuda and Gallo, 1 and 2. I am very excited to see what happens with these 2 robots in the future, because both of these robots have been putting on performances. Werewolf drops down to the number 3 ranking. It lost the championship, but I can see it rebounding in the future. But for right now, the number 3 spot is where it's at. A lot of people have been waiting for this. Look at Wombo Combo finally in the top 15 at that number 14 rank right now. I am very excited to see what's going to happen in the future of Wombo Combo. If you guys have not watched Wombo Combo before, I highly recommend searching it up on YouTube. This robot is terrifying. It will literally punch a robot further than I've ever seen a robot go. And it has the power to just completely knock out the opposing robot at any time. The rankings are kind of coming together now. We still got a few of the Battle of the Rookies moving up and down, but we're kind of now getting a little bit of a taste of where the top 15 belongs. But after tonight, I know for a fact things are gonna shake up the rankings. We only have 5 fights left, and every single one of these fights are going to be absolutely amazing. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into our first fight of the night. For our first fight of the night, we will watch as a vertical spinner by the name of Zenith collides with a terrifying hammer saw, Ice Cream Dundee. Both robots are making their debut tonight, and only one can leave with a victory. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first fight of the night. This is Zenith going up against Ice Cream Dundee, a vertical spinner versus a hammer saw. I am very excited for this fight. Fighting out of the red square, we have Ice Cream Dundee, a robot making its debut tonight. It is a hammer saw robot. It has a lot of power with that blade, the dual blade hammer saw that comes down, and it has a really tough, very tough matchup against it, going up against Zenith, this robot also making its debut tonight. However, this robot is serious. It has a lot of really powerful damage that it can implement, but let's see how this fight goes. 3, 2, 1, let the first match begin between RoboMania 6. Immediately, Zenith punches Ice Cream Dundee in the air, and multiple pieces already have flown off of Ice Cream Dundee, and it is completely getting hit hard right now. Zenith upside down for a second, but both robots are upright, and Zenith hits Ice Cream Dundee multiple times, sending in the air once again. Right off the bat, Zenith in complete control of this fight, but Ice Cream Dundee trying to get around the corner does not do it right there and goes flying. Zenith is looking really good right off the bat. Can it get that knockout win that it's looking for, though? It seems like Ice Cream Dundee has a lot of armor missing right now, but it seems like it's pretty well protected. Also, the weapon is off. I just noticed that right now. It has no weapon, just a stick. But now actually controlling Zenith pretty well in the middle of the arena. Started a countdown, but they get out of it, and now Zenith is in control. Flipped over Ice Cream Dundee and trying to get around, but doesn't do it. A huge hit right there sends Ice Cream Dundee almost out of the arena, really high up in the air. They both meet in the middle of the arena. And this fight, already a huge hit by Zenith, slamming Ice Cream Dundee against the wall, and now a fire! Ice Cream and fire do not go well together, obviously, but here we go! Another huge hit by Zenith, another slam against the wall. Something has come out. There's fire and there's sparks. Zenith is completely dominating this fight. There is about a minute and 10 seconds left, and Zenith punches Ice Cream Dundee out of the arena, and this fight is over. Zenith, winner by elimination. What a beautiful performance by Zenith right there. Honestly, didn't lose a single second of that fight in my opinion. This robot really made a statement in its debut that it belongs to be in the top tier list of these robots in RoboMania, completely chewing apart Ice Cream Dundee. This fight was not close. I may have said a few things that made it seem close, but I don't know. There was not a single second where Zenith did not look like it was what it was doing. It just completely dominated, lighting it on fire. There's a great shot right here. Throws one of the, is that a battery ESC? I'm not sure. Just out of the arena pretty much. And here's the shot that sends Ice Cream Dundee out of the arena. And just like that, Zenith, winner by elimination. What a beautiful performance right there. In its debut, I cannot get over that. There has been a little poll going around, the RoboMania Hall of Fame poll, where which robot has had the best debut. And I think Zenith might be up there on that list, at least top 5 in my opinion. It just completely chewed apart a really well armored and really well damaging robot by the name of Ice Cream Dundee. With that all being said though, this robot is not going to be in the top 15 when the rankings come out, but it may be close to fighting one of those top 15 robots I'm pretty sure it's going to be in that top 32 range when the rankings come out after this episode. But we're going to have to wait and see for that one. As for Ice Cream Dundee, commiserations, a very tough fight to lose. Once that countdown hit 0, it honestly did not stand a single bit of a chance. But we're gonna have to wait and see what happens for the future of Ice Cream Dundee. But for Zenith, congratulations. For the next fight of the night, Gale Force will look to bounce back after a tough main event loss. Now it'll be going up against Crusader of the Light, a unique robot that focuses on offense and defense at the same exact time. And here we go for our second fight of the night. This is a fantastic, very underrated matchup. This is Gale Force going up against Crusader of the Light. A very, very unique matchup, and I am excited for it. Fighting out of the red square, we have Crusader of the Light. What is this robot? Well, it's a horizontal spinner with a shield. That's all I can really say. There's nothing else really much to it. It's a sword and a shield. It's like a warrior going up against Gale Force. This robot lost him in the main event, but it did not look bad while doing it. So this robot needs to bounce back right now, or it's going to be digging itself into a huge hole. 3, 2, 1, let this matchup begin. Gale Force versus Crusader of the Light, and immediately Gale Force gets the back, gets the good wedge game that it needs to win, and it actually does some damage, flips over Crusader of the Light multiple times. Parts have come off of both robots, and here we go. I'm very excited for this fight. Crusader of the Light getting outclassed right now. Currently though, it is trying to get underneath, but Gale Force's wedgelets are just better. Both robots trying to get the angle, while Gale Force is getting the angle that it needs and hits Crusader of the Light out of the arena. Just like that, Gale Force is back on the win column, and it has won by elimination. This entire fight was just about the wedgelets of Gale Force. That robot just won the wedge battle, and that means it won the fight. It got underneath Crusader of the Light multiple times, whether it was from the weapon of Crusader of the Light hitting the wedge or based off of the wedgelets. And here's the shot. Got behind on the side, out of the arena. Gale Force, winner by elimination. All it took was 37 seconds for Gale Force to eliminate Crusader of the Light. Honestly, a fantastic performance by Gale Force. It honestly deserved that win. Completely outclassing Crusader of the Light, which means it now is climbing up in that rankings. Keep in mind, Gale Force lost to a top 15 opponent in its first fight, so it may be getting really close to getting back into that top 15, especially coming back with a victory. As for Crusader of the Light, an unfortunate wedge loss. That robot is technically designed to be more of a brawler, but it lost that fight. I can definitely see it bouncing back, but we're gonna have to wait and see when that time comes. But for now, congratulations to Gale Force. For the next fight of the night, two horizontal spinners will collide together. Coming off of a disappointing loss, Pizza Delivery needs to get a win tonight in order to stay relevant. But in its way is Visions, a very hyped robot making its debut tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Our third fight of the night. This is a fantastic matchup between Pizza Delivery, the ring spinner, and Visions, the horizontal spinner. I am so excited for this matchup. Fighting out of the red square, we have Visions, this robot. Guys, I can't even emphasize how amazing this robot is. It looks amazing, and it also performs very well. It is very hyped in the Robot Rumble 2 Discord and the RoboMania Discord. It will be going up against Pizza Delivery. It's a new configuration for this robot, and it is trying to get back in the win column. Can it do it tonight? I absolutely love this robot. Let's see who wins this fight. 3, 2, 1. Let this matchup begin. Pizza Delivery versus Visions. They're both trying to get an angle, and the first strike is by Visions, and now Pizza Delivery counters that shot. Both robots trying to get a head-on collision right now, but it is going to be very interesting to see how this matchup progresses. A wedge has come off of Visions immediately, and a wheel as well. Multiple wheels are coming off of Visions, and it seems like Pizza Delivery is controlling this fight in the first 30 seconds. Both of the wedges have come off of Visions now. This is very interesting to see. I was expecting the exact opposite to happen, but here we are. Pizza Delivery is chipping off pieces of Visions, especially in this first minute of the fight. It seems like Pizza Delivery, it took offense to when it saw the fight odds. The fight odds were heavily in favor of Visions. But you always gotta be careful of what the underdog does. But this fight is not over yet. We still have 2 minutes left. Can we see something happen by Visions? It doesn't have any wheels left in the front right of the robot, but it still has heart. It still has that weapon going. Can we see something happening? Multiple pieces are just flying off of Visions right now, and Pizza Delivery is just getting that great angle that it needs to get, where that front right wheel is, and now the front left as well of Visions. Visions is completely torn apart on both sides, but it can still operate. That weapon is huge. Keep in mind, we almost only have a minute left in this fight, and it seems like this is Pizza Delivery's fight to win right now, but anything could happen in RoboMania. A big spark has come off of somebody. I'm not sure if that was an internal piece or if that was just a weapon-on-weapon collision. It doesn't seem like anything is being affected on Visions right now. And Pizza Delivery is keeping consistent. A huge part of Visions has come off, and now batteries and motors are exposed on the right side of Visions. This is not looking good for the debuting robot, and fire is now coming out of Visions. The battery has been completely torn off of Vision, and it is slowed down completely. The weapon still seems to be good, but we only have 15 seconds left in this fight, and I think this is looking great for Pizza Delivery right now. A huge comeback from losing its first fight in RoboMania, and now it is completely tearing up the hyped robot and making its debut. Pizza Delivery looks really good in that fight. We are going to a judge's decision, but I do not think that this fight is going to be very close. From the very beginning of this fight, Pizza Delivery had every angle that it needed to get in order to win this fight. As you can see, take a look right here. It's gonna hit the front wheels of Visions right here. Boom. It just hits the side where the wheels are on Visions, and that's what it was doing the whole time. And it seems like Pizza Delivery, no matter what, it did not take any damage, which is very impressive because Visions is a very powerful robot. There goes the wheel guard, the wheel protector, the battery coming off of Visions. It significantly slowed down from there, and that's pretty much where the fight just ended. Congratulations to Pizza Delivery, upset right there. While we wait for the judges to figure out who won this fight, let's take a look at the statistics of this fight. Though it may not have been close, there was a very, very good effort by Visions when it came to the first minute and the third minute. Even the second minute, Visions kept up with the amount of strikes. It even got a pin on Pizza Delivery. But the thing that really sold the story of this fight was the amount of significant fights done by Pizza Delivery. It tore off so many parts of Visions that Visions was not able to functionally move afterwards. I do not think that this is going to be a close judge's decision, but who knows what happens in robot combat. I am getting word that the judge's decision is in, so let's see who won this fight. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 minutes, we go to the judges' scorecards for their decision. The judges score the contest 30-27, 29-28, and 30-27 for the winner by unanimous decision, pizza delivery. You know what? I'm gonna say it, guys. I'm gonna say it. Everybody, all aboard. Welcome to the hype train. Pizza delivery is one of those robots that comes back after a very tragic loss, updates his robot, and now this robot looks to be on a tear. I am so excited to see the future of pizza delivery because this configuration, if it's kept how it is, this robot is going to be a serious problem in the future. The whole thing about RoboMania is to update your robot after it lost and to fix it. And that's exactly what the builder of pizza delivery did. As for Visions, a tough loss. It honestly was facing a robot that did not want to lose. I do not see the hype train dying at all for Visions because this robot is seriously something to watch for the future. This robot is absolutely terrifying. But altogether, a huge congratulations to Pizza Delivery, not only getting the upset victory, the underdog win, it also got a very dominant and impressive performance in my opinion. For our co-main event of the evening, we have two robots that have had taste of the top 15. Long Arm of God will take on Wraith in a fight where the winner will get closer to the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our co-main event of the evening. We have a horizontal spinner going up against a drum vertical spinner. This is Long Arm of God, LAOG, going up against Wraith. Fighting out of the red square, we have the battle of the rookies fighter. This is Wraith, a 2-2 record, currently on a 2-fight losing streak. This can end with a victory today. Let's see if Wraith has what it takes to get by one of the best robots in the league. This is Long Arm of God, LAOG. This robot is coming off of a very dominant TKO victory over Warrior. And let's see if it can keep the win column today. 3, 2, 1, let our co-main event begin. This is LAOG going up against Wraith, and I've been very curious to see what happens to LAOG after fighting Warrior. This robot looked amazing with absolute perfect accuracy, currently chipping off pieces of Wraith, but Wraith has armor, and it took a good shot against LAOG right there. A huge shot by Long Arm of God, which sends, I don't even know what that was. Something is off of Wraith, and now Wraith is smoking a little bit. LAOG has that accuracy. It has the wedges. People don't like this robot because of how unrealistic it is, but this robot is amazing. Let me tell you, I absolutely love this robot, and it is completely tearing apart pieces of Wraith right now. Both of the wheel guards are gone. You need wheel guards in order to fight this robot. And Wraith is just getting ping-ponged everywhere right now. Not a good start by Wraith. It actually looked good in the first 30 seconds of the fight. But now, this is not a fantastic way for Wraith to go about this fight. A huge shot right there by Long Arm of God. A great smack which sends off a giant piece of the chassis off of Wraith, and now Wraith seems to have only one wheel left and trying its best to see if it can move. Long Arm of God is just currently trying to get that angle. Another piece of Wraith has flown off. More pieces. It still has one wheel. It's just a small box at this point. Long Arm of God completely tearing apart Wraith, and now Wraith is up against the side of the arena. So is Long Arm of God, and we have 1 minute left in this fight. Wraith seems to have stopped, and I think that this fight is over. Are you kidding me right now? Long Arm of God with another. Is this a knockout victory, or is this a TKO victory? I believe this is, I'm getting word this is a knockout win. What a performance by Long Arm of God right here. Just completely tearing off multiple pieces of Wraith. Wow. This robot is on a path right now to get to that top 5. To maybe even get to the Doctor, the current champion of RoboMania. Look at these shots. The accuracy is still there. This robot does not pray and throw. this robot aims and fires, and with a beautiful knockout win tonight. I have a quick message for the robots in the top 10. My condolences to your lives. LAOG, Long Arm of God, is here, and this robot is about to make robots look silly. It has a 2-0 record, and it is doing it with great power, great accuracy. This robot is amazing. However, this robot has not been tested against elite statuses yet. I'm very curious to see. I'm assuming its next fight possibly could be a main event, but there's only one way to tell, and that will be in the future. As for Wraith, a very heartbreaking loss right there on a 3-fight losing streak. This robot's career might be over after that fight. Granted, it has been facing top tier opponents, but it's not looking good for the 3-fight losing streak robot right now by the name of Wraith. Altogether though, a huge congratulations to Long Arm of God. For our main event of the evening, we have two Battle of the Rookie robots coming together. Although they did not meet in the tournament, now is their chance to show which robot deserves to be at the top. The fire-breathing Red Dragon will take on the new and improved Nuts and Bolts for a chance to be next in line for the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it! Our main event of the evening. This is Red Dragon taking on Nuts and Bolts. Both robots have one loss. Both robots are Battle of the Rookies. Let's see who wins this fighting out of the red square. We have Nuts and Bolts, a robot that has fought after the Battle of the Rookies, defeating Killa B by decision. This robot is a new design, and let's see how it performs. This robot will be going up against Red Dragon. This robot is the Battle of the Rookie runner-up. It lost to Werewolf, the former champion, and I am very excited to see how this robot will perform, how these two robots will come together. Ooh, here we go. Okay, we got Red Dragon going up against Nuts and Bolts. 3, 2, 1, let the main event begin. This is Red Dragon, Nuts and Bolts, and I've been very excited to see what the outcome of this matchup can be. And it seems like immediately Red Dragon almost gets a chop on Nuts and Bolts once more, but Nuts and Bolts seems to be a little slippery, gets a good shot from behind, and now multiple parts are coming off of Red Dragon, almost gets the flip on Nuts and Bolts once more. Red Dragon gets a flip there though, sends Nuts and Bolts upside down, and now the head has come off yet again. However, Red Dragon sometimes is better without the head of the dragon, but you know, when you see decapitation, it's not something pretty, you know? And here we go, Nuts and Bolts, Red Dragon without a head, and they are going together, and it seems like, no, he could not. Red Dragon did not get the flip there, and now shots are getting hit from behind on Red Dragon. Nuts and Bolts doing a good job right there. The countdown has begun. Is this the end of the fight? It is. Are you kidding me? The main event ends with a knockout victory. Nuts and Bolts getting a little scare there at first, but ends up getting the win. Multiple chances by Red Dragon to try to get a bite on Nuts and Bolts, but Nuts and Bolts is a slippery robot. A good flip right here by the wedges of Red Dragon sends Nuts and Bolts upside down. There goes the head. No more head for Red Dragon. And now, that is pretty much where the fight took a huge turn. There was a good grapple by Red Dragon, but this is where the fight ended right here. And that is how Nuts and Bolts wins by knockout. And just like that, the number 5 seed upsets the number 4 seed, and we have a new contender. Nuts and Bolts, 3-1 now. Looking really good in its performance. However, it did have a little scare in the first 30 seconds of that fight, but it did look really good throughout the rest of that fight. This robot is in the top 5 already, so what's next for it? Nuts and Bolts will be almost guaranteed a top 5 opponent in the future, if not the champion, but we have a lot of robots in front of Nuts and Bolts right now that are going to be throwing themselves in the mix a little bit as well. Seems like this top 5 is becoming really good and powerful, and I'm very excited for the future of RoboMania. As for Red Dragon, that was a tough loss. It seems like Red Dragon's going to have to go back to the drawing board sooner than later, because just like that, Red Dragon's on a 2-fight losing streak now. There's not a lot of robots that are going to be in the top 15 that are on losing streaks, so Red Dragon's going to have to make some changes really quick in order to stay in the top 15. Altogether though, a huge congratulations to Nuts and Bolts, our main event winner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I know you have been waiting for this. This is our main event of RoboMania 7, Splatoon versus Sunrise. These are two robots that have not lost yet. Both of these robots have completely dominated all of their fights, and I am so excited to see what happens for this main event. Let me tell you, if there's a fight that you guys need to watch, this is that fight. I highly recommend tuning in for this fight when it comes out for RoboMania 7. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this episode of RoboMania 6 featuring Red Dragon versus Nuts and Bolts. As always, I would very much appreciate it if you guys drop down a like and a subscription down below. It really helps with my YouTube channel and helps with the YouTube algorithm. It would only take 2 seconds and it would mean the absolute world to me. Also, if you guys are still here, write down in the comments below that you are still here. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. And other than that, I will see you all next time on RoboMania.